G'day folks. Welcome to a little, this is a Wednesday night today, Wednesday night afternoon update. Yesterday I got a little care package from my friend Alex. It's Alex993cc1. Some people call him a clone of me or my brother, unofficially, because he's into pretty much the same sort of stuff I am. Heavy engineering, electronics, that sort of stuff. He's been doing some pretty cool high voltage projects, which is something I need to get back into, I think. When I make time for it, amongst all the other things. But yeah, he sent me a wonderful little care package and a nice letter. I'd also like to thank him for getting back to me on the profile cutter. Unfortunately, yes, it's going to be a bit expensive, a lot more expensive than he was hoping, so I think I'll just opt to get the parts I need for my shredder laser cut, ordering through work and that sort of thing, so it shouldn't be too hard. But yeah, as much as I'd like my own Oxy LPG profile cutter, yeah, not for that sort of price at the moment. Not at the moment anyway. We'll see what his dad wants to do with it. But yeah, we've got a few goodies. Brand new Wi-Fi router. Not that I'm a huge fan of Wi-Fi. I might be able to find a good home for it. I think Brad needs decent internet actually. That's who can have this thing. That way he doesn't need to run cable out to his workshop or anything like that. Workshop PC and home stuff, home PCs can all run on the same router. It's got 3 antennas on it of all things. I don't know whether it's all for the one pickup or just a boost pickup, but it's got 3 antennas. It's got a USB port on it, the internet connection from the is it just a router? Okay, it's just a router. It doesn't have the modem built into it, so you still need a DSL modem from your telco provider like Telstra, or just get a D-Link one. Don't use the Telstra one, but get a D-Link router modem, plug that in via the cable, and then you can either use hardwire cable or Wi-Fi. So that's pretty good. Power adapter for it, antennas, a wireless receiver, USB powered wireless receiver from D-Link. It's a DWA125. Nice little graphics card. What did he say it was? It was a NVIDIA 460 overclock edition. Never been overclocked. So that's kind of cool. Complete with free dust bunnies. That's what compressed air is good for. Not a bad card, fairly heavy. He said it should be better than my 6600, but I do have better cards than the 6600, which is one that I don't use. The 6600 GT is an AGP card that I don't use anymore, but this one I'll endeavour to track down some more hardware. I'm getting more stuff from work eventually when they work out what computers they want to throw out. It'll be those Lenovo mini centres, but I think there's a couple of full-size towers there, so we'll have a look at that stuff. If not, I'll track down a good Core i3 system or something like that to throw it in. But yeah, that's really cool. I still have to, I'm going to have to buy a Core i7 mainboard CPU, all that stuff for my new fancy computer. I haven't seen or heard anything of the donated AMD X4 or whatever it was, so I'm going to assume that it's disappeared in transit or just whatever, and I will order brand new stuff. And also he sent me these because he was horrified at the fact that I was using JMEC fittings for most of the time here. I have upgraded to my own. I did score some more off a friend, but yeah, I can understand. JMEC are okay for low volume hobby use, but these ones are just awesome, especially the ones that lock over when you just push the fitting in. You don't have to pull the collar back. Nitto fittings. One for hose end outlet, 1/4 inch BSP in and out, 1/4 BSP. Nice. That's not part of it, that's the RAM I pulled out of that dead or functional laptop, but that stuff's damaged. So anyway, that's about all for that one, and we might as well throw in a quick autopsy. Let's see, we have two Foxtel receivers. That's an older one. That's a newer one which has a hard drive in it, so we'll save this and the Xbox 360 for a separate video. I didn't get any controllers or power supply for the 360, nor do I have any, so that'll just be a straight out Autopsy. But these came out of a bin full of stuff, full of electronic junk. So I grabbed whatever wasn't duplicate, like there are a couple of Xboxes that were smashed, crushed, and there are a whole bunch of these receivers, so I'm guessing a Foxtel rep or someone like that had a bit of a clean out, and these are all dodgy goods that have been replaced. So we'll have a quick squiz at that stuff internally and go from there. We'll start with this one. This will be part of this video. The other two will get their own separate video because that's got a hell of a lot of equipment in it. Quite a bit. So there we go. Let's move on to a autopsy. There isn't really much else to report apart from that. Just busy with work. The weather is going to fine up though, so more outside videos. I get sick of working in here, especially over winter, so keep focusing on cleaning up the yard and then work on moving some big projects into here. Finish that damn engine block off. I've done so many engines it feels more like a chore than a bloody labour of love, so that's probably why I've been putting it off, especially because half of those bolts are incredibly tight, if not over tightened. So I'm going to strip the Jag engine down. What you see is what you see. If not, well, it's just your basic straight six bottom end. There really isn't anything else to it. So I might just do a quick video showing the bearing wear and everything like that. Brad's told me it'll have pretty serious crankshaft and piston wear, so the pistons and crank and everything like that are scrap. I just have to keep the bearing caps, the big end, the main bearing caps, of course, because they're matched to the block, and the bolts and that sort of stuff, but the rest of it, the internals, well, it's junk. So pretty straightforward disassembly, but I'll try and post a video on it. Anyway, let's move on. Okay, onward for autopsy. Let's see, we have a standard Foxtel receiver, which looks like it has a compact flash card slot or something in the front of it. What model is it? DSD 700 by UEC Technologies, Republic of South Africa. Wow. Cost cutting. S-video output, stereo video, external modem, service, RS232 port, line in, line out, and your standard tuner and SCART connectors. Yay, SCART connectors. Bit crushed too. Like I said, I found these in a scrap bin, so they're autopsy victims for sure. Without an on-screen display, it can't really tell me anything. Yeah. Standby, power, clock. Yeah. Oh, that was probably the original problem. It didn't do anything. Although without the remote and the on-screen display, you're pretty much stuffed anyway. So let's open this thing up. Unplug it first. They just use a normal figure 8 lead. Pretty standard. And of course, alternating current being alternating current, you can switch it whichever way you want. Some people don't understand that. Alternating current goes both ways, direct current goes one way. So, look that one up, AC versus DC, and I don't mean AC/DC the band, even though that's exactly what they're named after. Alternating current, direct current. I should think of some AC/DC to listen to while I do this. Okay, got the lid off, and looks pretty simple with the boards, just two boards, but there's an awful lot of componentry in there. Big microprocessor, again it's about as big as that chip in the oh, what was it? It was a print server. Well, not the print server, no, what was that? Oh, I got it out. It might have been the print server, I think I nuked it. I can't remember what that giant IC was in, but yeah. Decent power supply. The caps are all made by Korea Chemicon, probably Nippon Chemicon before then, don't know. Same looking logo, the crown logo, but that one actually says Korean Chemicon. Nice little transformer too, the way they've designed that switching transformer. Driven sort of like a flyback. There's a very hair-thin primary and a coarser primary, a very loose ferrite, and loads of secondaries coming off it. I like the way that ferrite just floats there. Wasn't making any noises when it was running though, so I'm guessing vibration wasn't a huge issue, but that's probably not ideal. It's 2nd of the 6th 2000. Date on top of that transformer. A couple of RAM chips, 3 RAM chips. We'll get a close up of the board once I get them out of there. LED digital display. I had a look at the other units and there's no vacuum tube, I was going to say variable frequency drive, but vacuum fluorescent display, also called VFD. There were none of them, so no luck on that, but these are pretty much what replaces them, or LED dot matrix type thing. So yeah, we'll get the board out and have a closer look. Okay, let's have a closer look at this board. I'm trying a different video mode too. But main processor, if you can see that, NEC D61030GL. Large processor or something. So we've got a couple of RAM chips there and one up here. Philips IC. It's a fairly good resolution on this camera. There's so many different modes that I just never really bothered trying out. This one's set to up close food type, like photographing food I guess, but I figured since you're photographing little items up close you might as well use it for circuit boards and other small stuff. Still won't let me go into macro though. I don't know if the mode's disabled or broken. This can't do a full macro, but even then this is pretty good as it is, let alone going into macro mode. LED display, nothing too special there. Not as cool as vacuum fluorescent displays. There's no surface mounts on the underside either. Really, it's all top mount. A small relay there. Crystal 27 megahertz. Yeah. Power supply is pretty decent. As you can see that transformer and the way it's designed. That's the secondary side there. Yeah, mode switching transformer. Switch mode, or SMPSU. Interesting devices. They're pretty damn efficient at what they do. It's a giant MOV. Very big MOV. And a lot of small capacitor-y things. I often confuse these for MOVs, but some of them are actually capacitors. But they do go short in the event of a power spike. You can see these go to the ground plane. Although those two there, well, they're interconnected to the ground plane. That's that cap brand I was talking about, Korea Chemicon, KMG. Not sure if they're any good. I know Nippon Chemicon gets a good brand, good name, but never heard of Korea Chemicon. They have the same style crown logo on them though, so they're probably the same company, just a branch or bought out. Not too sure on their history at the moment. But overall not a bad looking power supply. It doesn't have pin outs, but given there's ground or negative, yeah. DC negative is ground and the rest of them you can just meter off as they go. Not too hard to figure out. So yeah, probably a good power supply, just the rest of it's not really much use. I don't even watch cable TV, so I didn't bother grabbing any other boxes than the ones I've got to Autopsy. So that'll do that one, and thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it.